2 small pork shoulders. The right one spent the night in a simple brine with kosher salt, sugar, and cold water. The left one did not. Same size, same cut, same rub.
Simple with the rub this morning. We're gonna have equal parts salt and black pepper. Kosher salt, coarse salt, sea salt, whatever you want. And a touch of paprika, just for the color. You don't want to make it complicated. Smoked paprika. Alright, first we have the brined pork butt. And the regular one. Don't forget to take this off. We can see the brine has already done its job overnight. It's a simple brine I used. 1 part sugar, 1 part kosher salt. It helps to keep the meat moist during the cook.
So I really have 2 tiny pieces of meat here, so small in fact that I'm a bit nervous about the end result not pulling apart as I would like them to. But we are using the same rub, applied very lightly because of the size of the cuts. I like to keep my variables clean when I can, but it's worth noting that it's only 5 degrees Celsius outside at the moment. But with my trusty Traeger smoker cover, I don't have to worry about losing that much heat during the cook. Now that we have our 2 butts properly rubbed down, we can insert the meter probes. So we have the number 1 meter on the unbrined piece of meat and the number 4 on the brined piece of meat. Now we set up the cook. We choose pork, roast, and shoulder. Choosing the smoker, setting the temp at 203. That's it. Well, this is where it all happens for us guys. 5 degrees, smoker's running, spring in La Belle Province. It gets prettier. Give it a month.
Alright, learning from mistakes. 101. A while ago I put a bunch of spices on the counter and I didn't have to, so I'm making my Spritz mix. Just keep it simple. A little bit of apple cider vinegar with a ton of apple juice. You can put whatever you want in. Doesn't have to be complicated. This is one of my favorite smoking tools. So here we have some nice bark on both pieces. I mean, it's not as dark as you would see on a brisket with a lot more pepper in the mix. But this is the first Spritz. What you want to aim for is the corners so it doesn't dry out. But if we're comparing both, the brined and the unbrined, there's no visible difference at the moment. And I don't think we're going to see any until the final taste. So yeah, we'll check again in an hour and see how it goes. get us ready for wrapping around the stall. Alright, time to wrap these bad boys up. They've hit the stall, even with all of the bad lucks that we've had. So it's time to get these guys spritzed one last time and wrapped up until the end of the cook.
Wrapping is sometimes a controversial move when you're smoking meat. I know that, but I've had some good results with doing just that, like for hundreds of smokes. It helps speed up the cook when you're short on time, and it just keeps the juices closer to the meat, I find, and you get some type of gravy at the end, which is delicious. This is the part nobody films, like almost ever, the waiting part. But this is the part where most of it happens. The collagen breaks down, the fat is rendering, connective tissues are giving up. You can't rush this part. But here's where I come clean. Without rushing, I did cook these two pieces of meat way too fast, and that's on me. I should have dialed back from my normal temperature habits. But keep in mind that these types of cooks are learning experiences, and you just have to let them happen when they happen. But one piece of advice that you should always follow is if you're looking, you're not cooking. So keep that smoker closed, guys. Now it's time for just probing to see if the thermometer is going to go in like butter. So after hitting the bone on the first poke, you can see that it's almost exactly where we want it to be. Um, Not a number, although you do want to be between 195 and 205 when you're ready. That's just a guideline. What you're looking for is the feeling. The towel test is going to confirm this. So I pick up the piece of meat and I try to not fold it, but just see how flexible it is. That's something you develop when you do multiple cooks, and you're going to develop the feeling for that as well. So this is almost ready.
This one's a bit hotter. It's pulling better than the one that we brined, actually. Cut? Took a bite? No. Here comes the taste test. Yep, that'll do it. Now for the unbrined one. Seems a bit juicier. Cooked a half an hour longer. That is some good stuff. Definitely worth the trouble. Délibérément.